back here in Garrett. We appreciate all of you and your patience staying with us here. As running into a few difficulties, but in case you missed there and that top of the first inning, let's recap quickly. The leadoff batter Spiker and Jandalo both were struck out by the starter Vaught for Thomas Drugstore. And meanwhile, the catcher Jandalo was able to work a walk and get on base. And then the batter Jarvis went down on a called strike 3. So 3 Ks to open up that first inning for Vaught as he's been on fire. And the Thomas Drugstore team will come to play. And let's take a look at how they'll be coming off. Leading off, for Meyersdale will be the center fielder Gavin Steinberg. Batting second, the pitcher, number 18, Carter Vaught. Then in the third spot behind the dish tonight is Spencer Whitfield. Then at shortstop, number 12, Aiden Thomas. Over at third base tonight is Colt Shuck, number 45. Then over at first base, batting sixth, is Lee Bowers, number 42. Then at second base, batting seventh is number 88, Hunter Boer. Left fielder batting in the eighth spot, number 61, Krista Pasquale. Then in right field, batting ninth, is Levi Stewart, wearing number 81. Meanwhile, in the field today for Berlin, on the rubber is Jarvis. Then behind the dish is Jandalo. Over at first base is Dieter. Then at second base is DeBassi. Then at shortstop is Jandalo. Over at third base is Spiker. Left field is Cooney. Center field is Foy. And lastly, in right field for the Berlin Mountaineers is Slope. As the catcher Jandalo signals that the ball will be coming down, so Jarvis will deal one more warm-up pitch to throw down a bit upstairs. But won't matter, it's just a warm-up pitch and early on here in this one. So we'll head to the bottom of the first. Steinberg up to bat here first for Thomas Drugstore. As Meyersdale currently on the year is 1-0 as they were able to throw a no-hitter shutout against North Star against the Stoystown team yesterday, where they were able to defeat the Cougars 4-0. And the first pitch, called strike on the outside corner of the plate as Jarvis deals once more from the mound. And that one is taken for a ball to even up the count at 1-1. Centerfield Steinberg wearing number 22. A lot of great MLB players to wear that number, including famous former Pirate and now Philly, Andrew McCutcheon, who's wore 22 his whole career. As Jarvis comes set once more, and a nice pitch gets the batter Steinberg swinging on the fourth pitch of the day. And now the count evens up at 2 apiece. And Jarvis is one away from retiring Steinberg as he sets. And a called strike 3 right at the letters as the batter Steinberg is frozen in the box. And an early strikeout from Jarvis has his Berlin team with 1 out and Vaught up to bat. As Vaught stands ready in the zone, he rips a foul off of the backstop here for a strike. As the Berlin Mountaineers in their blue uniforms, gray pants, white numbers. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Thomas Drugstore in their white pants, black uniforms, and red uniforms, black undershirts, and black lettering on those jerseys. And a swing and a miss there by Vaught moves the count here to 1-2. So 2 strikes in the ball here on the right-hander pitcher. As Jarvis sets, the throw just missed up high, right there above the shoulders of Vaught. So the count will once again go to 2-2. Good turnout here in Garrett as the Berlin fans line down that left field line. Few fans sitting in the bleachers, but most fans love to bring their lawn chairs here to this beautiful Little League field here in Garrett. Got the river out in center and right field. Scoreboard right in the batter's eyes. The count moves to 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And a called strike 3 right in the zone. And 2 strikeouts from Jarvis, both called strikes. And already it appears that we're going to have a pitcher duel here today as 2 Ks And 2 outs quickly for Berlin, with Spencer Whitfield now standing in the box for Meyersdale. As the first pitch is flied into left field, Cooney underneath of it, and it will go over the wall. A home run by Whitfield. You can kiss that one goodbye as Whitfield rounds the bases, and the first hit and the first run of the day is awarded to Thomas Drugstore. And Whitfield blasts one over the left field wall, and a home run for Thomas Drugstore makes it a 1-0 ball game thanks to the home run from Whitfield. So that one was floating up in the air. Wasn't quite sure if it was going to come down or not, but I could tell there from Cooney's body language out there in left field that he wasn't going to be able to track that one down. And the first home run of the year for Whitfield, a beautiful one, and gives his team a 1-0 lead with Thomas up to bat. And Thomas will rip one into center field. That'll get by the center fielder Foy on the large sharp drive. A relay, but Thomas will slide into second with a double. And the Red Raiders bats are on fire here as Thomas Drugstore back-to-back hits. So we saw those initial 2 batters go down on 2 strikeouts, but the meat of the order here for Thomas Drugstore, really getting the barrels going here for Thomas Drugstore. And they have Thomas on second scoring position as Jarvis deals here to the third baseman, Cold Shock, here in the bottom of the first. So that one is fouled back. And a 1-1 count goes here to Shock. Shock gets his nickname Colt 45. Where's that number 45 on his jersey? Got the mullet going. Some nice style there by the third baseman as Jarvis comes set. A good pitch there. Gets the batter Shock to swing, and the count goes to 1-2. So Jarvis is a strike away from getting out of this inning and preventing only 1 run from happening. But Shock spoils the pitch inside of the box as he gets a nipper off of the end of the bat to stay alive here with a 1-2 count. 2 outs, bottom of the first. Jarvis stands tall on the mound. He sets the throw home just inside for a ball. Not a bad pitch there from Jarvis. Just missed there on the tail end of the plate. So the count's even up at 2-2. Jarvis will set once more. He's not able to locate that one as it misses and loads up the count at 3-2 here with 2 outs. Able to do that there. The 2-2 strike. 2-ball, 2 strike, excuse me. Able to try to get a pitch there as Shuck, good job meanwhile in the box to lean off. And now that one is taken for ball 4. A throw down to third. And a called we'll see here what the call is on the field. It appears that Thomas is safe there on the steal. So a ball 4. Shuck leans off that pitch. Wasn't quite sure as Thomas went off for third base. A strong throw there by the catcher Jandalo. The tag was applied there by the third baseman. It wasn't enough. And now that one is nibbled back over to the pitcher Jarvis. So 1 pitch retires the batter Bowers. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. But Thomas Drugstore gets 1 run on the scoreboard, a 1-0 game, heading into the top of the 2nd. After one inning of play, Thomas Drugstore leads Berlin by a score of 1-0. Thanks to the blast to left field by Whitfield. And Berlin gets a chance to get on the board for the first time today as they come to the plate with 5, 6, 7 in the order coming up. And DeBassi will get things started here for Berlin. The second baseman enters the right side of the box. Vaught takes a deep breath from the mound, and he'll knock that one first. And a bunt is shown there by DeBassi. He was able to get the bunt down, but it was fouled down the third base line, excuse me. So a strike there on the right-handed batter. He wears number 5 on his jersey. A ball, though, misses upstairs, and the count evens at 1-1. As here comes the pitch from Vaught, a swinging strike. And then down goes the batter there for Berlin. So 3 strikes, retires the first batter here in the second inning, and that's the first out was Slope, the right fielder, making his way out into the batter's box as he comes ready. And we'll wait the next pitch from Vaught, and he'll take a first pitch swing and miss at that one. Right about at the bottom of the barrel there below the hands of the batter's Slope. Vaught at 22 pitches, currently. But now Slope takes a next pitch swing and a miss. And 2 strikes once again here on the Berlin batter Slope. And Vaught will deal once again. And Vaught gets a nasty fastball on the outside of the plate. And 2 outs here for Thomas Drugstore, with the center fielder Foy up to bat. Foy making his first appearance on the day. Had a little bit of action there, and center fielder early on as the initial pitch he sees from Vaught is taken for a ball. So that one was hit out there by Thomas last inning, and Foy was, of course, playing center field and was there to get the ground ball and relay it back to second base. And now with 2 balls and no strikes, the batter Foy sees this next pitch low in the zone, and now a 3-0 count here on the center fielder. We'll see what he does here. As the golden rule in baseball is always almost take that 3-0 pitch. But this time Foy will crack that one foul, so the count goes to 3-1. Berlin playing their 3rd game of the season on the opposite side. Meyersdale playing their 2nd. As in the game last on Tuesday, I apologize. Pitcher Thomas pitched for Thomas Drugstore, but we get to see Vaught make his first appearance of the day. And a called strike is taken by the batter Foy, and the count's loaded up at 3-2. And a foul ball over our heads here. And the booth here, but down the first base line as Foy stays alive here with a 3-2 count. 2 outs. And Vaught will come set. Here's the throw home. A ball just missed on the outside corner of the plate. A good job by the batter Foy to work that count. And he'll get rewarded with a walk as he trots down the first base line. And that will bring up Cooney up to bat, who wears number 2 on his jersey. Cooney out in the outfield playing left field. And when you look at Berlin's lineup, they had 6, 7, 8 as the whole outfield, with right field, center field, and left field up to bat. So something a little different there you see. Nothing that important, but something unique there to see all the outfielders batting back to back. And now the ball and a strike here on the batter. Cooney is Vaught's 1-1 pitch. Head over the back to Vaught. Vaught's there to make the play. And Vaught over the Bowers at first. As put out is made and retires the batter Cooney. So after 2 2.5. The score remains 1-0 with Thomas Drugstore coming to the plate right after this. Stay with us, everyone. Bottom half of the order coming up to the plate here for Thomas Drugstore. 7, 8, and 9 will be how they'll be lined up at the plate. And getting things started here in the bottom of the second inning for the home team is Hunter Brewer, the second baseman, wearing double 8 on his jersey. Jarvis has had a solid first inning, as we'll see how he produces here in the second. As Brewer awaits the first pitch here in the bottom half of the second inning, and a swing and a miss. First strike, number 1 from the right-hander. The 0-1 pitch coming home. A little bit up high as Brewer ducks down, and the count evens at 1-1. As Brewer waits this pitch, and that one inside, just on the inner side of that plate, as the ball is taken and the count goes to 2-1. Jarvis deals once again, and a good fastball gets Brewer swinging there on pitch number 4, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Brewer as Jarvis comes set on the mound. Here's the toss. See, wastes the pitch there as that one misses on the plate. As we talked about earlier, not a bad idea to have there with a 2-2 count. Try to get the batter to swing as Brewer puts some lumber on the ball, and he'll chop that one into left field, and a leadoff single here in the bottom of the second inning for Meyersdale as Brewer powers that one into left field. A single by Brewer brings up the Pasquale, the left fielder, to the plate. So a line drive signal by Brewer with Chris DePasquale, the left fielder, up to the plate as time is called and things seem appear that things will come out and talk over briefly with the catcher, pitcher, and one of the coaches for Berlin. And both the 2 players and the coach will make their way back and to their respective positions as Jarvis comes set, and the throw misses low and outside for ball number 1 here on the Pasquale. Chris DePasquale batting ace of 9th in this Thomas Drugstore order. And he'll fly that one, and that one will drop in the left field. So 2 back-to-back hits by the lower half of the Meyersdale order. That's exactly what you want to see if you're head coach Vaught and your Meyersdale squad, is to get the end of your order to put the ball in play. And they've done a good job of that, making sure they set the table for the top of the order. But The batter, Levi Stewart, still has one more to go till they come to the top, and Stewart will check that one and foul that one off, and the count goes to 1-1. Here in the bottom of the second. We appreciate all of you tuning in here in Garrett. A 1-0 game in favor of the home team, as Berlin's pitcher Jarvis tosses that one in there for a called strike. And now Jarvis gets the count exactly where he wanted him at 1-2, and a called strike 3 retires the batter Stewart, and the strikeout from the pitcher Jarvis for the first out of the inning. So back to the top of the order we go for Thomas Drug Store. Steinberg up to bat, but now stealing third is Boer. Boer's down, and now the ball gets by the third baseman Spiker. In the left field the ball goes, and Meyersdale scores and makes it a 2-0 ball game, as Boer, with a little bit of hesitation, a good decision though to go, as he steals third, and coming home he'll come there on the throw. And now the second pitch here on Steinberg in the bottom of the second is taken for a ball, and the count goes to 2-0. So now Jarvis sets the pitch upstairs, and the count now settles at 3-0. Jarvis wears number 12 on his jersey, as he stands on the rubber here for Berlin. 2-0 to score with the Pasquale sitting at second base, and the pitch inside. A good pitch there from Jarvis, right on the inside corner of the plate, as he nibbles there on the bottom and inside of the box and gets a called strike. But then on the next pitch, he follows up with a ball, so a walk is taken by Steinberg, and he'll make his way down the line and put runners at first and second, with Vaught, the pitcher, up to bat. Vaught 0 for 1 today at the plate. Got rung up there back in the first inning, but has a chance to make up for it here. He's done a good job on the mound today for Thomas Drug Stores. He's pitched 2 innings solid today from the rubber. And the first pitch from Jarvis, Vaught will foul back. Vaught's brother, the head coach, Ryan Vaught, standing and coaching down at the third base line, and now Vaught will lace one into right field. That will be bobbled by Slope. Scoring is the Pasquale, getting the wave to go home as Steinberg, and a single with a double on the error puts Vaught at third base. A 4-0 game, the score goes. And now, coming up to bat will be Whitfield here for Thomas Drug Store. So the catcher Whitfield up to bat. He takes a few checks of the head there in the first pitch. Misses outside for a ball. And the count goes to 1-0. And now that one is flown into halfway in between the third and left field foul pole. As it hits off of the telephone pole there. I should say, excuse me, the light pole there that's used there on the softball field to the left of us. A little bit of action. Some kids playing catch in the outfield. A little bit of softball practice going on there on the infield. And with a 1-1 count here on Whitfield, he'll see that one for a called strike and move the count to 1-2. 1 out, bottom of the second. Meyersdale's been able to produce 3 runs in this inning as they're up on top 4-0. The pitch from Jarvis fouled off of the end of the bat by Whitfield, and the count will remain at 1-2. A good job there by Whitfield to stay alive there on the batter's box. Of course, Whitfield had that blast shot back in the first inning, a home run over to left field, and he's got Vaught standing down the line. And that one is flown into center field. Underneath of it is Foy, but this one will land on top of the hill. And once again, Whitfield comes through at the plate. Another home run from the catcher. And the score goes 5-0. 2 home runs on the day from Whitfield. And make that 6-0 as Thomas Drugstore surrounds the catcher Whitfield as he stomps on the plate. A 6-0 game. The score goes. And Whitfield, an impressive day. 2 home runs. 1 to left field, 1 to center field. And maybe we'll see 1 to right field here later on. But in the meantime, the bases are empty for Thomas. He'll fly a little blooper into center field. And Thomas once again comes through at the plate. And right now, Thomas Drugstore's bats are on fire here at the plate as Thomas keeps this offense going here with 1 out and the bottom of the second, with Shuck up to bat. As Shuck will get set to take the first pitch. The ball's taken there by Shuck. Shuck today is 0 for 0. Had a walk back there in the bottom of the second. Here's the throw from Jarvis. Nipped off the end of the bat and fouled down the line. And the count goes to 1-1. Nice Friday evening here at Garrett. We appreciate all of you tuning in as the 1-1 pitch. A called strike there right at the letters of Shuck. So the count, as he falls behind in the count at 1-2. And Jarvis, 1-2 pitch is popped up to Jarvis. He calls for it, and he'll find it right in his mitt for out number 2. A nice catch there from Jarvis. He was quick to bounce off the mound and make sure he had enough time to catch that one. And he's able to put it in for out number 2 and bring up the first baseman Bowers to the plate. Can't help but say that younger brother Lee Bowers, always awesome to get to see a little bit of brotherly action. A close play at second base. Safe is called there by the umpire at second base. And the ball is taken by Bowers at the plate. Jarvis gives a nod to his batter mate Jandalo. And Bowers rips it in the right field. They'll get down just fair. And now coming around third is Thomas. And scoring is Thomas at the plate. And Bowers picks up the RBI single to right field. And it increases the scorer's lead to 7-0 here in the bottom of the second. So an eventful inning for Thomas Drugstore as we go back to Boer, who makes his second appearance at the plate today. He's 1 for 1 with a single. And he'll take a swing and miss at the first pitch from Jarvis for strike number 1. So, with 2 outs, no 1 count as Jarvis settles on the mound. And the batter Boer will lay off that one for a ball, and it'll go to 1-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. 7-0, the score. Jarvis deals once more, but that one a little bit up high for ball number 2, and the count goes to 2-1. So the batter Boer ahead in the count currently as Jarvis delivers a nice pitch and puts the count at 2-2. A called strike there on the corner of the plate evens it up at 2-2. And now Jarvis 1 strike away from ending this second inning as the payoff pitch just inside for ball number 3. And now the count goes full at 3-2 on Hunter Boer, the second baseman playing today, and he gets set on the 3-2 pitch, but he'll swing and miss on the pitch upstairs, and that will end the bottom of the second inning. An eventful second inning, though, for Thomas Drugstore as they put up 6 on the scoreboard, and they increase their lead 7-0. Berlin coming to the plate here in the third inning. To the third we go, and coming up to bat for Berlin is Dieters, and he'll take a swing and a miss at the first pitch. 7-0. Here is the score in Garrett. Beautiful day for some baseball. Got the bike trail out there and right in center field. A few bikers have gone by throughout the game today, as I've looked over a few times and seen a few bikers there going on the Great Allegheny Passage. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, the river sitting there right below it. And now a called strike here on the batter. Dieters makes the count 1-2 as Vaught gives the nod to Whitfield to throw to Whitfield, and he'll get Dieters swinging, and he'll pick up once again a strikeout on the day. And Wazinski will come up to bat here for Berlin. As today already, Vaught has 6 strikeouts. So out of the 7 outs today, only one of those have not been a strikeout, and that out was actually hit back to Vaught. So Vaught's been pretty much contributed to all of the outs today. And he'll set once more and deliver this one. And that one is ripped. And that one will get up the middle. And that will break the no-hitter and be the first hit of the day for Berlin on the sharp single up the middle to center field, right in the wheelhouse of Wazinski. And he doesn't hold back to crack that one into center field for a for a second batter hit. And now that one is flown, and that one's going to get over the head of Schock. They'll go to second, and they got him at second as Schock was underneath of it, went right over his glove, but first baseman Wazinski hesitated a little bit at first, as he should have, as it wasn't quite sure. He don't want to get into double play, but when he realized Schock had missed it, he tried to do all he could to get to the second base bag. Just wasn't enough, and now that one gets into center field. And a single there by Jandalo, and that puts runners at first and second. So a fly ball to Schock puts Spiker on first, and Spiker moves to second on the hit from Jandalo, and now the catcher Jandalo coming up to bat. So 2 outs here in the top of the third. 2 runners on base for Berlin, and the catcher Jandalo up to bat, wearing number 8 on his jersey. As Vaught comes set, here's the first pitch up to shortstop, a bounce it takes, and now Steinberg, they're quick to get it. No play at the plate as he slides in safely, and Berlin scores their first run of the day. As the batter Jandalo, an RBI single up the middle, and the score goes to 1-7, and Berlin's not done yet, with a cleanup hitter Jarvis coming up to bat. Here in the top of the third, a nice piece of hitting there from Jandalo as the Jandalo brothers come through for Berlin, and they're the ones standing on first and second with this batter Jarvis up to bat, but Jarvis lines out to the second baseman Boer. A nice play there by Boer at second base, and he'll snag it for the third out of the inning. Well, Berlin gets 1, they strand 2, and Meyersdale will come up to bat here in the bottom of the third. 7-1's the score. Stay with us, everyone. We're officially halfway through this one as the bottom of the third coming up here. And Garrett, PA, the Thomas Drug Store team out of Meyersdale, currently leading Berlin 7-1. And they'll be coming up to bat here. Jarvis remains on the mound for Berlin. A few changes on the infield by Berlin, as Jarvis signals the come down sign, and he'll throw that one to Jandalo, who's quick to pick it up and fire down to his twin brother Jandalo. I should say Jandalo's actually a group of twitzlets, they're triplets. Their father's the head coach here of this Berlin squad. Also is an umpire for the PIAA and does high school sports around the county. Of course, we thank him for umpiring. Of many of you know, I'm sure that a dream of mine maybe to one day become an umpire, as the batter to Squell takes a ball, and another ball was a tad bit up high on the plate and makes it 2-0 here on the Pasquale. So he comes set, and we'll look at this third pitch of the at bat, take a swing and a miss, and make it a 2-1 count. Here in the bottom of the third inning. 7-1's the score. Jarvis's pitch fouled sharply back against Jandalo. He immediately goes down. And Father and Doug Whitfield quickly out there to check on him, as that one poked him right into the chest. Always a stinger there, especially when you're that close behind the plate. And both teams will come out and check on him. So we'll step aside here for a quick break. And Garrett, bottom of the third, 7-1 is the score. Chandler appears to be okay, so we'll come back to Garrett's as Jarvis deals that pitch, and it's fouled back once again off the helmet of Jandalo as he's taking a beat in there behind the plate. Hard position that catchers take back there as the 2-2 count goes. I should say remains here on the Pasquale. Jarvis will try to get him here. Sitting at 64 pitches on the day as he kicks in the throw. A ball just on the outside of the zone loads the count up at 3-2. Jarvis comes set. Here's the 3-2 pitch home. Foul back by this Pasquale as he gets the end of the bat on it. First base coach Doug Whitfield likes what he sees there from the batter, the Pasquale, and like to see that, especially working the pitch count with Jarvis and staying alive in the box as Jarvis sets and throws once more. And finally, the Pasquale is awarded with a base on ball walk. And he'll jog down the line and will be the first runner and first batter on here for Meyersdale in the bottom of the third with Jace Anderson, the right fielder, up to bat for the first time today as he's replaces Levi Anderson and will move to right field. And he'll take a swing and a miss there on the opening pitch from Jarvis. Jarvis digs the ball around a little bit in his glove as he throws that one low in the zone. The throw down the second will get by and the center field. But the Pasquale will hold up at second base as he'll pick up a stolen base and will move into scoring position here from Meyersdale in the bottom of the third. Jace Anderson wearing number 77 on his jersey as Jarvis kicks, and Anderson will swing up high on that one and put the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Pardon me, 1 ball and 2 strikes here on the right-hand batter. Jarvis throws, poked over to the second baseman. Therefore, it is the second baseman for Berlin as Hillegas gets the ground ball. Hillegas over to the first baseman Clark, and a 4-3 putout makes it the first out of the inning. Meanwhile, the Pasquale scoots over to third base there on that last hit. And now Steinberg will come up to the bat as he makes his third appearance of the day. 1 ball, no strike here on the batter Steinberg. Steinberg 0 for 1 today at the plate. Last time walked. And he'll foul that one sharply back against the backstop. And make the count even at 1-1. So 1-1, 1 out. A little bit of some dark clouds coming in there in front of us. Sun slowly starting to set behind us. And now Jarvis throws a nice fastball in there for a swinging strike. And he'll get the count right where he wants him at 1-2 on the batter Steinberg. Steinberg, the center fielder today. And he'll settle in, and here's the 1-2. And then tight, a little bit of chin music there from Jarvis. Evens it up at 2-2. Here in Garrett. As Jarvis sets the throw. Lost a little bit of control there on that one as it gets up a little high. Jan a little quick to get in. Make sure it doesn't get too far behind them to move the third base runner to pass squirrel home, and now hit the 3-2. Ball 4 taken right below the kneecaps of Steinberg. And now runners on the corners here for Carter Vaught. 1 for 2 today at the plate, trying to help his own cause here in a 7-0 ball game. And now a ball and the throw down the second. That one will get coming home now, and the Pasquale will score. And now going to third is Steinberg. So Steinberg goes from first to third, and one more run will be plated across for Thomas Drugstore. As Steinberg moves from first to third, and now one runner remains on third base in an 8-0 ball game as Vaught comes up to the plate here. 1 ball, no strike. That one upstairs for ball number 2. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Jarvis quick to set. He'll throw that one in for a ball as it goes behind the catcher Jandalo. Slight lead there by Steinberg over at third base. But the ball not quite where Steinberg wants it. Doesn't have enough room there to get home. But Jarvis comes back and fires a nice pitch strike right down the dot of the strike zone. Cold strike taken by Vaught on the 3-0. Moves it to 3-1. And now the kick and throw by Jarvis. Another called strike right on the upper half of the plate. Moves the count to 3-2. 2 back-to-back called strikes. And let's see if Jarvis can get one more. He can as the ball just slices inside for ball number 4. And now coming out to the mound to make a few changes is Berlin. And we'll step aside here. Bottom of the third. Thomas Drugstore leads 8-1, and Spencer Whitfield, 2 for 2 on the day with 2 home runs, will come up to bat. A few changes for Berlin. Spiker moves over to the rubber to pitch for the Mountaineers. Meanwhile, Jarvis shifts over to shortstop. And over to third base is Jandalo. And the first pitch is taken for a ball by the third batter in Thomas Drugstore order in Whitfield. Vaught moves up to second base as he picks up a stolen base. And here's the pitch by Spiker. Just low for ball number 2, and the count goes to 2 balls and 0 strikes with 1 out. A 2-0 deal from Spiker foul back against the backstop. And moves the count to 2-1. One out. As runner sits at third and second. Two in scoring position for no one else than Whitfield. A powerful two batters Berlin has to face here, and Whitfield and Thomas are both 2 for 2 on the day. And Whitfield will lay off the fourth pitch of the at-bat here for ball number 3, and the count goes to 3-1. Runner on second, third, and Vaught and Steinberg, the 3-1 home, flied upstairs. Whitfield couldn't hold up on that one as it was just a pie. Whitfield with a good swing there, but it fouled back down the third base line, and now the count's loaded up at 3-2. And here's the 3-2 by the pitcher. That one is drilled, and you can kiss that one goodbye. A 3-run home run day for Whitfield. What a show he's put on. 3 home runs. And Whitfield keeps the bat hot. My goodness. Whitfield with another blast. This time, he'll get 2 more RBIs. And he'll slap the cap and the helmet off of the other Meyersdale teammates that are out there at the plate. Whitfield got a hold of that one. And over the bank it goes and down to the river. And the Fishes can keep that one as Whitfield moves the lead of Thomas Drugstore to 11-1. And Thomas still has a chance to keep the bats hot as he comes up to bat. What a day for Whitfield. 3 home runs. When do you ever see that in a Little League game? His first 3 of the season. 1 to left field and 2 to center. And Whitfield, what a day at the plate. And Thomas Drugstore and his teammates aren't done yet, as Thomas sees the first pitch from Spiker for a ball. And Spiker will deal once more here with a 1-0 count from the rubber. The throw home. It's poked over the shortstop Jarvis as Jarvis flashes the letter, but over the first baseman Clark. Clark tried to make the stretch a little bit to the right, and Clark just couldn't get that one into the net, so Thomas gets on the base, and Shuck will come up to bat now for Thomas Drugstore. Bottom of the third is Thomas with a slight lead as the ball gets by Janelo, and the 1-0 count that goes here on the batter, Shuck. (11-1) ball game. Here's the pitch from Spiker as he sets and throws home. That one is flown, and that one's going to be playable, but it's going to get down behind Clark. Clark's up with it. He'll throw to Jarvis. And it appears that Thomas will be safe at second base. So a first and second are where the runners are positioned here for the batter, Lee Bowers. And he'll settle in here with 2 runners up to bat in the bottom of the third inning. 11-1, the score sets. Spiker kicks and snaps that one in there for a called strike. Right down the middle of the zone, and the count goes to 0-1 here on Bowers, the first baseman. White helmet, white pants, and some red cleats. A good matching outfit there by Bowers as Spiker throws that one up high. Count moves to 1-1. And now time is called by Berlin, and he'll come out to talk things over with the catcher Danilo. Maybe a little bit pitching or miscommunication there between the two, but Danilo will jog back over to behind the plate, and here's the 1-1 from Spiker. Swing and a miss by Bowers. A nice pitch from Spiker puts the count at 1-2, and Spiker is a strike away from getting his first K on the day. And he likes the signal there from Jandalo, and he'll throw the off-speed pitch, but that one is low in the zone for a ball. And the count evens at 2-2. In the meantime, though, on the pitch, Shuck and Thomas each move up a base, respectively, on the wild pitch, so they'll stand in scoring position. And here's the 2-2 home. Upstairs, and Bowers goes down swinging. And it appears that the count will go full maybe at 3-2. I might have had a mistake there on my part, as I thought the count was already 2-2. Apparently it wasn't. So Lee Bowers will work a walk and get on base after all. Might maybe miscounted a strike for a ball there on my end. But the umpire says that's ball 4, so the bases are loaded up now for Hunter Brewer. 1 for 2 at the plate today. And the second baseman has ducks on the pond here in the bottom of the third. Mountaineers trying to shoot their way out of it. And now here's the pitch from Spiker. That one misses up and outside the zone. Not a bad pitch from Spiker, but Brewer lays it off. So the count goes to 1-0. Berlin. Nice colors with that blue and gray. I like the Berlin hats there with that font on the B as the 1-0 pitch home. And tight. The ball's called there by the home plate umpire. So the count goes to 2-0. Few signs out there. And center field. The sponsors that make all of this possible here in Garrett. And now the 2-0 pitch home is taken for ball 3. We like to say a thank you there to Somerset Trust Company, MRS Physical Therapy, UPM Somerset, Hoover Contracting, Sign Studio Photography, and Bullseye Security for their sponsorships here at Garrett to help support Little League Baseball in Meyersdale. And now a ball 4 is taken, so 4 balls. Works the walk of Brewer, and Thomas scores from third, and now a 12-1 game, and the bases still remain loaded. And there's no room in the end currently for the Pasquale, who's 1 for 1 today at the plate with a walk on the day. Also like to send our sincere thanks to Thomas Drugstore for all they do in supplying and being the main sponsor of this team. Of course, Thomas Drugstore is what reads on the jerseys and the name of the specific name, I should say, of this Meyersdale team. So we'd like to thank Thomas Drugstore. Make sure you go and support their business in downtown Meyersdale. It's the 1-0 pitch there to DePasquale, missing for ball number 2, and now the count goes to 2 balls and nothing on DePasquale. The left fielder, number 61, is what he wears on the back of his jersey. Spiker sets from the mound. And here's the toss to his battering mate Jandalo, but that one misses, so the count goes to 3-0 on DePasquale. Spiker has to be careful here, as there's not much room to put DePasquale without scoring a run and keeping and adding on for the lead of Thomas Drugstore. But a beautiful pitch from Spiker right there at the top of the zone for a called strike. And here's the 3-1 about to be thrown to DePasquale as the batter Spiker sets, and here's the toss, but now it's driven foul to the right side off the end of the bat of DePasquale, and the count goes to 3-2 in the bottom of the third. The big pitch here, 1 out. Here's the 3-2 from Spiker, and foul back. A beautiful pitch from Spiker, but an even better job by DePasquale in the box to snipe that one just foul. A nice strike pitch there by Spiker. Unfortunately for Spiker, the Pasquale did a good job on the opposite side of getting a piece. So Spiker will have to work one more time, and he'll settle from the rubber. And here's the pitch from the hill, but this time it misses up high. And appears that the count will go to 3-2. I was not quite sure on that one. So I had 3-2 before, but it appears that that's where the count will sit at 3-2. And it is chopped down the line, foul. So a long at bat here by the Pasquale. I should say a good at bat by the Pasquale. Here today at the plate as he's working this pitching job of Spiker. As the nice pitch on the at bat from Spiker. Takes his time to look over the signal. Shakes off the first two he sees from the catcher Janelo, but he likes the third one, and we'll see if the third one's a charm. He gets it in for a strike, but it's hit past the first and third base, the shortstop and third baseman of Janelo and Jarvis, and a nice gap shot from the Pasquale as he picks up another single on the day. And with one out, score goes to 13-1 thanks for the RBI by the Pasquale as he keeps the offense going. And Anderson comes up to bat here for Thomas Drugstore. And now a ball is taken here by the right fielder Anderson. 0-1 to date. The plate has a strikeout early on in that second inning. Time is called there by Jarvis, who ties his shoe, but now Spiker will kick and snap that one in for a called strike, and we'll put it at 1-1. One out, and here in the bottom of the third, now the score sits at 13-1. So in order for this game to be 15-run roll, all three runners on base for the Thomas Drugstore team would have to score if they want to end this ball game, as Anderson pops that one foul just below us here in the broadcast booth in Garrett. And now Anderson has to work with a 1-2 count. Spiker sits at a strike away from the second out of the inning. Let's see what he can do here as Spiker throws and a swing and a miss by Anderson. And Spiker picks up a swinging K. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Spiker. And on pitch 32, he gets rewarded with a K. And that's the second out of the inning. Score sitting at 13-1. Steinberg coming back with the top of the order for Thomas Drugstore. Bowers, Brewer, and DePasqua, the runners on base for Meyersdale. And Steinberg will let the first pitch go by for a ball. Here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 outs. Spiker from the mound. And he'll throw that one almost in the same exact spot upstairs and high in the zone for ball number 2. Spiker with some nice cleats there on the mound. Some black cleats. A white Nike symbol on them. Some high toppers. We'll see if he can get the pitch to come down a little bit. And another high pitch there is thinking back. High toppers and a few high pitches that have just been high topping the zone from Spiker. And now Spiker has to work back here with a 3-0 count. Still no room at the end with the bases full. And Steinberg snaps the plate with his bat. And here's the 3-0 from Spiker. Wearing number 6 on the jersey. And this one is taken for ball 4. So Bowers will be plated across the plate as he steps on it here. And makes it a 14-1 score in the bottom of the third inning. Meyersdale, a very veteran group they've had here, and a very talented core that we've seen today as Spiker snaps that one up high just above the hands of Vaught. little bit of a smaller strike zone than here on Vaught. So Spiker has to try to do all he can to get it in there. We'll see what he can do here with the 1-0 throw home. And a checking swing by Vaught. Umpire says yes, he went. So 1-1 count here on Vaught. Here in the bottom of the third inning. A long inning it's been. Meyersdale has plated a handful of runs. Whitfield had another home run on the day as that one up high as Vaught squats down and takes a next pitch ball. Whitfield, what an impressive day as he got 3 home runs today. And the game is not over yet. And he's had 1 to left and 2 to center. And we'll see if Watkins driving a few runs here as he awaits the 2-1. And now that one misses for ball number 3. And the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Spiker staying at 40 pitches. All 40 of those have been thrown in this inning. And he only needs 1 more out to get out of it. And now he's a strike away from getting out of it. As a swing and a miss from Vaught in the zone makes it a 3-2 count. As he'll take a few swings of the bat, trying to stay loose inside of the batter's box there on the right side. We'll see if Spiker can end it here. A big pitch, a 3-2 home from Spiker. But that one up high for ball number 4. So Vaught will score. Vaught will take a walk. And another run will score. And who else will come up to bat but the batter, Whitfield. He's a perfect 3 for 3 on the day. And he's got the bases full here. And now a little bit of conversation going on here about what the rules are with the scoring. And the mound visit is taken here by Berlin. It is indeed 15 after 3, so all Meyersdale needs is 1 more run to end the ball game here. With Whitfield at the plate. As Spiker comes set on the mound. Here's the first pitch home. Low in the zone for ball number 1. So all Meyersdale needs is 1 more run to score. Meanwhile, Berlin can keep this game alive. As they just need to, on the other side of things, they just need to get 1 more out. And here's the 1-0 home. And then tight on the batter Whitfield as he pokes out. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes here on Whitfield. Still remaining in the bottom of the third. Spiker from the mound to home. Called strike 1 right there across the plate. Nice fastball pitch there from the pitcher Spiker from Berlin. He'll come set once more from the stretch. And the ball misses outside. And now the count, hitter's count for Whitfield. And we'll see what he does here. I have to imagine if a strike comes across the plate, Whitfield will attempt to hit it. Never know though, with a 3-1 count, Spiker gives the nod. And here's the 3-1. It's low and Whitfield walks, and that's ball number 4, and that will do it here in Garrett. As the final score goes to 16-1, and that's the game from Garrett. As Thomas Drugstore with a big third inning as they glide to a 16-1 victory over Berlin. Stay with us, everyone. We'll step aside here for a quick break. Post-game stats coming up right after this. Meyersdale rounds the bases, and they get a big 16-1 victory Today, over Meyersdale, they combined for 11 hits on the day. Berlin, on the opposite side, was able to produce 3. They had 2 errors on the day, while Thomas Drugstore had 1. Meanwhile, at the plate for Meyersdale, Steinberg went 0 for 2. He had an RBI and 3 walks with a strikeout. Vaught combined at the plate for an RBI, 2 walks, a K, and was 1 for 2 on the day. He scored twice. Whitfield 3 for 3 today at the plate, racked up a total of 7 RBIs on the day. What a day for Whitfield. 3 home runs, a walk, and he scored 3 times. Meanwhile, Thomas went 2 for 3. He scored twice. Shuck went 1 for 2 with a walk. Then Bowers 1 for 2 with a run scored. He had an RBI and a walk. Brewer 1 for 2. An RBI for Brewer. He also had a walk on 2 at-bats. He scored twice. And Chris DePasquale had a day batting a perfect 2 for 2. He scored 3 times. Also picked up an RBI and a walk in the process. Then Stewart went 0 for 1 with a strikeout at the plate. Anderson went 0 for 2, also with a K. Meanwhile, on the pitching side of things, Vaught was able to secure the victory. He pitched 3 strong innings, allowing only 1 run on 2 walks and 3 hits, and he combined for a total of 6 strikeouts. Won the day. Meanwhile, on the flip side of things, the Berlin Mountaineers on the pitching side, Jarvis took the loss as he threw 2 and a third innings on the rubber. A good day for Jarvis. Allowed 8 hits on 10 runs. He had 5 walks, but also was able to pick up 4 strikeouts. Then Spiker came in and threw that final third of an inning. He allowed 6 runs. 2 of those were earned. He gave up 3 hits on 5 walks and also was able to pick up a strikeout. Meanwhile, at the plate for the Mountaineers of Berlin, Spiker went 0 for 2 on the day. Jandalo 1 for 2. And had a strikeout. Then Jandalo, the catcher, went 1 for 1 with an RBI. Then Jarvis, the pitcher and shortstop, 0 for 2 today. Then the second baseman, the Bicey, went 0 for 1, a strikeout. Then Slope went 0 for 1 with the K. Foy had a walk. Then Cooney 0 for 1 at the plate. Dieters 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And Wazinski went 1 for 1 today at the plate. Well, we appreciate all of you watching today's game, an eventful one it was, and today an even eventful and more of a show today at the plate from Whitfield. What a day for him. 3 home runs. We can't rave enough about his performance today. And that will pretty much do it, though, from Garrett, as Thomas Drugstore gets a commanding second victory on the season as they go 2-0 on the year with a 16-1 pickup W over Berlin. Well, we thank you all for tuning in, and that will do it here today from Garrett. Please have a blessed and safe night, everyone, and thanks so much for